Hello and welcome to Everyday Matters. So today I'll be talking about knowing when to quit a relationship. So what are those signs that you should be looking out for? Those signs that tells you it is time to quit, it is time to check out of a relationship. Now, if you do have any questions, any suggestions, any criticism of what I'm saying today, please leave them in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to look into them. Hello and welcome back to Everyday Matters with Tari. I'm here to give you lifestyle advice and tips to help you live your dreams and achieve your goals faster. Now, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, if you're new here and you do like my videos, please subscribe and don't forget to click the notification icon so you don't miss out on any of my updates. So I got a request to do a video on how I look after my natural hair. So if you do like my afro hair, if you want to know how I achieve this look, please leave a comment in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to do a video with the steps and the products that I use to look after my hair. Today I'll be talking about a very important subject, a subject that is so important because we know that relationships go a long way to determine how happy or how sad we are in our lives. Okay, and the sad thing is a lot of people stay in relationships even though they know it's not working, even though they know that it's time to quit, they still go on and stay in those relationships. So today I'll be talking about what steps you should be looking out for, what are the things that tells you that it is time for you to quit a relationship. Again, relationships are beautiful. They are sweet when you start newly, when you're happy with someone, it is beautiful. But when you get to a stage where you're no longer happy, then definitely you want to call it quits. I remember growing up as a young girl thinking like relationships are going to be heaven on earth, sweet all the time and all that. But by the time you grow up, you grow older, you realize that it's not always like that. There are ups and downs in relationships. Sometimes relationships don't work. Sometimes you love someone and they don't love you back. These are things that happen in life. So you need to be able to count your cost and know when to quit a relationship. You need to know when to count your cost and know when it is to fight for your relationship. Number one thing I'll be talking about today is constant unhappiness. Okay, so when you're in a relationship, you are expected to be happy. You want to be happy with your partner. You should be looking forward to seeing your partner, to spending time with your partner. When that is no longer the case, then what you want to do is sit down and ask yourself, why are you no longer happy in that relationship? Okay, so it might be that it's a problem. It might be something to do with you. It might be something to do with your partner. But what you want to do is sit down and ask yourself questions. Why am I not happy? Why do I no longer enjoy spending time with my partner? Why do I no longer enjoy having a laugh or having a joke or watching a movie with my partner? So you need to ask yourself that question. It's possible that you ask yourself that question and you're able to resolve it. You find out what the reason is and you're able to walk through it. That's completely fine. That's absolutely fine. That's perfect. But sometimes you find out that you do not know the reason why, or you do know the reason why, but you realize that, okay, this can no longer work. I can no longer be happy in this relationship. Then what you want to do is think about calling it quits. The thing I'll be talking about is when you two begin to travel in different directions. So it is possible that you started in the same direction. So at the beginning of the relationship, you were so in love, you wanted the same things, you love spending time together, you love visiting family, you love watching movies together. But as time goes on, you begin to draw apart, you begin to grow apart. Okay, so while this is normal, this is common and can happen in relationships, it is important that you look at the relationship and see if there's a way for you to work together, to see if you can come back together and begin to want the same things. But in a situation where you no longer want the same things, that there's no way you can bring yourself to being in the same direction, then at that point you want to think about where your relationship is headed. The third thing I'm going to be talking about is when little misunderstanding begins to escalate into huge arguments. So in the normal day, you have misunderstanding, you talk over it and you are okay. But when it begins to escalate and then you begin to lose your peace over it, it goes for days and weeks and months and you're not able to resolve yourself. You don't seem to be able to understand each other anymore. You can't talk to each other anymore without one person being angry. Then you want to be able to look at your relationship. You want to begin to look at your relationship and begin to review and ask yourself questions. Why is this happening? Why are we not being able to resolve our conflict? Okay, so it is important that you review your relationship so that you know when these signs begin to occur. Okay, another thing I'm going to talk about, which is the fourth reason, is neglect. Okay, so when you both begin to neglect each other's feelings, you no longer care about what the other person feels. You no longer care what the other person thinks. You don't support the person anymore. Then you want to review your relationship. Okay, so when you're in a relationship, you want to feel supported. You want to feel loved. You want to feel that your partner is behind you, is supporting you every step of the way, supports your dreams and your visions. But when this does not happen, when it used to happen and it no longer happens, then you want to review your relationship, and find out why. And like I said, if you can walk through it and go back to where you started from, or even get to a better place in your relationship, that will be great. But if in a situation where you no longer feel like you're being supported, where you no longer feel like you're wanted or you are loved in your relationship, you no longer feel valued, what happens is that you begin to feel unfulfilled, and that's not a good feeling for anyone in a relationship. Okay, so you want to review your relationship, see how you can work it out. If you can't work it out, then you want to be thinking of quitting your relationship. And the fifth and final thing I'll be talking about is abuse. Okay, so abuse can come in different forms. It can come in physical abuse, it can come emotionally, it can come financially, sexual abuse. We have different kind of abuse that can happen in relationships. And the worst thing is that a lot of people go through abuses and they stay in it. But what I'll say is, if you go through any form of abuse, it is not acceptable in any way. It is not supposed to be acceptable. Don't accept abuse in any way. Just come out of a relationship. Come out of a relationship for your sake, for the sake of your life, for the sake of your mental health. You want to come out of that relationship. Okay, I do know that people think when you talk about abuse in a relationship, people tend to think about physical abuse. Yes, physical abuse is bad. You want to separate yourself from the person that you are with if you're being abused physically. But emotional abuse is also equally important, because what it does is it drains you of your self-confidence. It drains you of your self-worth, and you don't want to be in that kind of relationship. You lose value in yourself. You begin to feel like you are worth nothing. Whatever kind of abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse, whatever it is, even verbal abuse is another form of abuse that you don't want to accept in your relationship. If you are going through abuse in your relationship, then definitely you want to take a break. If what you want to do is secure your life, secure your mental health, secure yourself, secure your happiness. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that as soon as you start noticing the signs in your relationship, that means it's time to quit. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when you start noticing the signs, when you start saying that you're no longer happy in your relationship, you're constantly unhappy, little arguments or little misunderstandings escalates to huge arguments, when you start feeling neglected, when you start feeling like you're no longer loved, then it is time for you to review your relationship. You want to ask yourself where this relationship is going. You want to ask yourself, is this what I really want in life? You want to ask yourself, because we know that our relationships play a major role in our happiness in life. So you want to ask yourself questions, and it might be time for you to seek help. You might need to seek counseling. You might need to work on yourself to make yourself a better person. You might need to sit down with your partner and have a chat and see how you can make it better. However, if you're not able to make it better, if you know that this relationship is past rebuilding or repairing, then what you want to do is think about taking a break. If you're going through abuse of any kind, by all means, I would always say it is time to take a break, because I don't think anyone should condone abuse in relationships in any way, because what the other partner does is take advantage of your weaknesses and use it against you, and you don't want anyone to take advantage of your weaknesses in any way. So you need to learn how to count your costs, even in your relationship. You need to know when it's time to quit. You need to know when you can't take it anymore. Don't stay in a relationship just for the fact that you want to be in a relationship, or for the sake that you want to be with someone, or because you've been in a relationship for such a long time, you don't know where to start from. There will always be somewhere to start from. So don't stay in a relationship when you're not happy. Learn to count your costs. It's important that we know when to quit and when to fight for our relationships. Okay, so these are just a few tips from me today. I hope these tips have been helpful. If you have any comments, any criticisms, please leave them at the comment section. I'll be more than happy to look into them. Please like, share, and comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.